Okay, we are officially live. Well, let's get these tweets going before we get into everything.
Everything.
Well, as you know, I am Walsh. That is Kelsey.
Hello.
Am I pointing the right way? No, I'm not pointing.
No.
No, that's Kelsey.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
There we go. I figured it out. It took a little bit, but we got to figure it out. We are here for Flyers pregame, the GingerThread Flyers pregame show presented by Branded Sports. Flyers getting ready to go against the Sabres. Second day of a back-to-back situation. Flyers picked up a big win yesterday over the Sabres. Second time this year, Brian Elliott has shut them out. 3-0 your final. You truly love to see it. Yesterday, I think overall was probably, I'm going to say, probably the best game they've played all season.
I saw parts of the game, and they looked good. It felt like they kind of had their mojo back, and I think having some of their star players, their key players coming back has definitely helped their confidence. So it was nice to see that they got the win. I feel like they're going to be back in a groove now.
Yeah, that's what I think. I tweet out that the Flyers are back, and obviously it's the Sabres. They're a miserable team. They're not very good right now. But what I meant by that is that the Flyers look like they are getting back to their old ways of playing how we know that they're capable of playing, which they were playing before the COVID shutdown, or they were at least getting to that point, it looked like. And I think yesterday, them doing what they were supposed to do against a bad Sabres team was a good sign to me. I like the way the top line played. I really loved the Knack, Raffle, and Bunneman line. They played really well yesterday as well. And penalty kill shut down the best power play in the league. Obviously, when we played the Rangers, the penalty kill was a weak spot, but we also didn't have a lot of our regular penalty killers in the lineup for that game. So you saw the signs yesterday where they looked decent on the penalty kill. And, hopefully they build on that and kind of get back to where their penalty kill is a strength of their game compared to what we saw against the Rangers on Wednesday night. But other than that, Brian Elliott, man, he's really just stepped up this year, more than I thought he was going to. He seems to just come in and get the job. What's up, Joe?
Hi, Joe.
He seems to just come in and do what he's supposed to, and then it's now ended up shutting out the Sabres twice this season. I really liked what I saw out of him yesterday. He just has, like we've said before, he has that calming demeanor to himself, and I think he just brings that to everybody. He wasn't allowing too many rebounds. When he needed a whistle, he would get a whistle, and I think overall he just played a solid game. Now, he wasn't being overly tested, but I think, he did what he was supposed to and ended up getting another shutout. So you'll love to see that. You look like you were getting ready to say something, so I stopped.
I was trying to, but then it literally left my head, and I was like, I don't know where I went. So
right.
I was thought you were gonna go.
Well, moving on. Brian Elliott not in net today. It is Carter Hart getting the start for the first time in a week. Last time we saw him was in that miserable performance against the Boston Bruins in Lake Tahoe. Not all his fault, obviously. The lineup wasn't what it was supposed to be, and the Bruins are one of the best teams in the NHL, as I'm currently watching them beat up on the New York Rangers, and I mean that literally and figuratively. It's 4-1, and looks like we just had a fight between two guys. So they are just beating up the New York Rangers right now. Rangers did beat them yesterday, but you just knew the Bruins would have a bounce-back game, and they're doing that, showing that they are still one of the top teams in the NHL. Back to today's game. They need to build off of the performance from yesterday. So far, I haven't seen any line changes or lineup changes, I should say. Have you seen anything about anybody coming in and out of the lineup? Other than Carter
No.
Hart, I don't think I've seen anything.
Yeah, I feel like it's just the same from what it was yesterday.
I think the only change I would even make maybe would be getting Myers back into the lineup.
But she was a healthy scratch yesterday?
Yes, he was a healthy scratch with Justin Braun coming back. Look, I have been very open about not liking Justin Braun and being worried about him, but he played very well yesterday. I don't have any complaints about his game. So take that for what it is. Maybe that nice little week break that he had, maybe it refreshed him a little bit. Maybe we'll start seeing the Justin Braun that we were seeing for a better part of last year. If that happens, cool. I'm all for it. But, I don't want to see the Justin Braun that we were seeing so far this year. Now, Phil Myers, on the other hand, he had a very rough game against the Rangers Wednesday night. So I was okay with him sitting out yesterday. However, I would like to see him back in the lineup today. And again, I don't know if he for sure is back in, but I would like to see him come in. And I hate to say it, but Robert Haig has not looked all that great. He hasn't been noticeably bad in my eyes. But I mean, there has been some times where I'm seeing him out there and I'm like, all right, dude, you got to figure something out. Whether it's him just not being physical enough or him not really getting the puck out of our end when we need to. So I'd be okay if they swap those two out. And other than that, like I said, I was impressed with everybody on the forward lines. So I wouldn't make any changes up front. I think you might see some changes coming depending on how today goes, just because they have so many games over these next 9 days. This is 2 out of 6 in 9 days so far. So they have this back-to-back started yesterday. Then they head to Pittsburgh for 3 straight games against the Penguins, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then Sunday against Washington. So busy team right now, and that's kind of expected with them getting shut down because of COVID and everything that's going on. So busy stretch. I do expect to see some guys in and out of the lineup just to keep some bodies fresh. So I think AV already said that he's probably going to be doing that. So I don't think anything. If anybody comes out, I don't think you should be worried about it unless it's like unless they play a really bad game and they come out, and then I would be a little concerned. But we'll see what happens. Sabres, don't think are making any line changes today. They don't really have much to change. I believe Jack Eichel is still out. Not sure if he is taking warm-ups or not. Warm-ups did just start, so maybe we will find out shortly. But it also does look like now Phil Myers will be at least on the ice for warm-ups, and for the Sabres, Jack Eichel is a game-time decision. So we'll see what happens with him. He's been nursing a lower body injury. If the Sabres get him back, might make this game a little more interesting today because, Skinner was back in the lineup yesterday, and I think once they get their top guys going, the Buffalo can still be a decent team, but right now they're just kind of they're not a full dumpster fire, but they're getting to that point.
Right.
Taylor Hall, the big free agent signing, has 1 goal, and it was in the first game of the season. That's not why you pay that guy $7 million plus $1 million. He's supposed to be a goal scorer. He's not doing that. So obviously, if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan, you're frustrated with that, and I can't say I blame you because the guy's a former MVP winner. He's known for scoring goals, and that's why you brought him here to be a dynamic duo with Jack Eichel, and you're not getting that at all. So,
R.I.P.
What do you think? Yeah, well, not R.I.P. yet. Well, we'll see. I mean, I will say though, with him only being there, I think it's a 1-year contract. If things start going even worse than what they're going for Buffalo, they got to consider maybe trying to ship him out to a contender to get something back for him.
I didn't realize he only had 1 goal. I felt like he had more for some reason, but I guess I just think hearing his name, I think he is a star, so he should be playing better than that. So and
it's not to say he's not doing anything. I think he has 13 assists or something like that. He's kind of like I don't want to compare him to Giroux, but because the only reason I'm doing it is because Giroux's not scoring the goals. However, I think every night you notice Drew on the ice.
Right.
From what I've seen of Buffalo Sabres games, there's times where you don't even know Taylor Hall's out there.
Right.
So that's the difference between them. Yes, Drew's not putting up, 15 goals or whatever. He's not scoring at an absurd pace, but he's contributing in other ways where he's noticeable. I can't believe he hasn't scored the last 2 games, by the way. The dude's been all over the ice.
Uh-huh.
The game against the Rangers, he had what felt like 15 chances. Yesterday, he didn't have as many, but he still had a couple where I was like, damn, like he's flying out there. No pun intended. And he looks like he's about to get one, but unable to get one in the back of the net just yet. Yesterday's goal scorers, Sean Couturier got things started.
Cute.
Beautiful shot. My guy, the Ghost Bear, doing what he's capable of doing.
He's been, I feel like he's kind of like in his mojo, like he's back, and it's nice. It's very nice and refreshing to see, because I think if you were a fan of him before and like you were kind of disappointed by him, and now he's slowly making a comeback, and I'm into it. I'm like, yes.
It's weird. It's like he's been injured the last couple of seasons and wasn't fully healthy, and that is what was holding him back.
Yeah. You think I think like
it's
last
crazy to think that he didn't just lose his talent, because that's not what happened.
Yeah, it was just like he wasn't 100% himself, and now we could probably say he's 99%. I feel like.
I hate to be the person to say I told you so, but I told you so. Okay, I said when Shane Gostisbehere is fully healthy, he can be a top defenseman. This season, he got off to a tough start with having to be placed on the COVID list right away. Then he came back. The team got shut down because of COVID after he only played a couple of games. And now he's finally getting into a flow of things. He seems to be completely healthy, and you're seeing the Shane Gostisbehere of old. Now, is this just going to be a little stretch that we're seeing it? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's something that continues for the rest of the season. But you're seeing the flashes that we know Shane Gostisbehere is capable of. And I think that is the biggest thing to me. Like, when he was battling the injuries and everything, you weren't seeing this. You weren't seeing the patented Shane Gostisbehere wind-up slap shots that he's been taking, where it's just like the dude has an incredible slap shot. You watch him wind up, and it's just like, oh, my God, that thing's a rocket. And there is so many Ghost haters out there because, he's just an offensive defenseman. He can't play defense. He has been stellar defensively this season. I don't care what anyone says. Anyone that's been watching these games has noticed him in a defensive way, where he's probably playing the best defensive hockey he's played in his entire career. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to see him back. I feel like he was like one of those ones that like you really wouldn't notice, and they're like, oh, he's out now. And then it was like he had a knee surgery, and you kind of like didn't really hear much about like his injuries last season. It was just like, oh, like he's out now, like he had a knee surgery, and then it was like he had something else like getting repaired, and they're like, oh, like once again, like he's hurt, or like he's trying to fix himself. And then now I feel like he's just there to play hockey. Like you don't hear about like his injuries before, so it's pretty nice. I like it. I like it a lot.
I am with you. The other goal scorer, the final goal scorer yesterday was Scott Lawton in his first game back. Decided that he was like, you know what, I'll just take this, and here, let me put on some of the best moves that I can do. And hey, by the way, your jock strap is now in the third row. Go pick that up because I just scored again. And it was beautiful. So Scott Lawton looked really good. Like I said, I was overall very impressed with the performance yesterday. And I need to see them build on it today. Like I said, the Sabres team is not in a good spot right now. We are, I would like to think. And I think this is a game where they need to come out and just kind of dominate again like they did yesterday.
Yeah. How are you digging Scott Lawton's mustache?
I love it. I'm all for it. It's a lifestyle.
The fact that like he keeps saying that and like people keep asking him about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like good for him.
I love it. Keep it going. Let it ride. I mean, if he's going to be scoring goals like he did yesterday, then he can keep the mustache as long as he wants. So
Yeah.
I'm happy about it. Before we get into some predictions for today, we have some off-ice news for the Flyers. Couple things. One, Travis Konechny is officially going to be a dad. Kelsey is very upset because it's not her that will be the mom.
Okay,
So
Walsh literally texted me and I was like, excuse me? Like he just sent me the picture of like it was a tweet and of the picture of his girlfriend. And I was like, stop. No. I'm like, they're not even engaged. No. I'm
the
not
amount of
okay. I'm like,
no's,
this is
the
not
amount of
happening.
no's.
I was like, stop this right now. He's like, yep, well, it could have been an accident. And I was like, I'm not okay. I'm like, I don't care. And he's like, yeah, I'm cool with a little TK running around. And I'm like, no,
It's
absolutely
gonna be
no.
electric. Two people chirping. Like, I mean, the kid's gonna come out of the womb just talking shit to everybody. I love it. It's gonna be incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
He's the bully on the
congratulations.
playground.
Like, congrats, but like, no.
I'm happy for you. So, congrats, TK. Other news though, and this is a little trade possibilities. So it's been rumored over the last couple of days, probably like the last week or so. A couple people have been talking about it. The possibility of the Flyers, who we all know what they need. They need a veteran defenseman to come in and replace Matt Niskanen because he retired. Doesn't show any signs that he wants to come back at all. And now we need to replace him. We should have done it during the offseason, but it was last minute and they didn't do it. Mm-hmm. Now, though, Matthias Ekholm from the Nashville Predators has been a hot topic as of late. He's a veteran defenseman, and according to Tony Androkidis, I don't know how to say his last name, but he is he covers the Phantoms, covers the AHL for Insider AHL Hockey. He was in attendance for the Phantoms game yesterday and noted that the Predators sent scouts to Lehigh Valley. I believe that's where the game was. And they were there, obviously scouting some of the Flyers minor league guys, which is going to obviously cause for more speculation that they are interested in possibly making a deal with the Flyers. And obviously, scouts get sent to games all the times for that, but especially now, it comes at a time when we're not playing Nashville's AHL team. Like,
right.
We're not playing Nashville.
It's called the Battle of Pennsylvania because it's literally Hershey, Phantoms, and Penguins, which is like very interesting to even hear that. I mean, Phantoms have been incredible right now. Like Zayd Wisdom is like on fire. He is probably, I think he was ranked number 2 for the top rookies this season with how many goals. I think he has 5 goals. Like I feel like it's very interesting to see and to hear that there's scouts there. I mean,
like I said, if it was any other year where maybe we were playing the Predators or, we were playing
the minor league,
it would be nothing to note. But also, according to his article that he posted on InsideAHLHockey.com, since they've been keeping track essentially of what scouts are in attendance, the Predators have only ever sent scouts, I believe, 2 or 3 times in the past several years. So obviously there's some smoke to this fire. And then just a couple minutes ago, our guy over at NHL Rumors Daily put out something that's saying he's not thinking that that's all the Flyers would want from Nashville, meaning they are maybe looking at something else other than Matthias Ekholm, which who knows where – we don't know what he knows, obviously. and this is just me being somewhat optimistic, and again, I don't know anything, but the only other person there's maybe 2 players on Nashville I think that they could else be looking at to what we need, and that would be Philip Forsberg and Matt Duchene, 2 guys that can be pure goal scorers. I think Philip Forsberg would make more sense because he is a legit winger and goal scorer, while Duchene is more of a center, which we don't need a center spot. Obviously, the biggest part now is if you're looking at trying to make a big deal like that with those 2 guys, let's say they are, who are the odd men out? Because you're obviously not just going – one, they can't afford to take on those 2 salaries without giving up salary.
Right.
So if you're bringing in an Ekholm, I'm not sure exactly what his cap hit is, but it's I think it's pretty decent. The only people you could really say that would maybe even be close to him in cap wise, I would say, would be maybe Shane Gostisbehere. And that's just if you're going defenseman for defenseman.
Right. And I feel like the thing though is that like Shane's name has been brought up so many times. Like it's always been like Shane and JVR talk. Like that those are the 2 guys that like people would trade, like I feel like easily for anyone, like, and especially with the whole expansion. So it's very interesting because those 2 play, like JVR has been on fire, and then you have Shane, who's been playing very well recently. Like what, like I don't know, like what would be your main component of, I understand like getting like a defenseman that we kind of need, but at the same time, like, are they really worth it at this point?
So here's the thing with Matthias Ekholm, and again, it could just end up being 2 separate deals that they're trying to make. And again, the whole Forsberg or whoever else they may be looking at on Nashville is all speculation at this point. Obviously, we know there are talks already about Matthias Ekholm. Those talks are happening. Whether a deal gets done or not, he is going to be a rental. It's that simple. If Chuck Fletcher thinks his team is really going to compete for a Stanley Cup, he needs to go out and he needs to get a vendor defenseman. Matthias Ekholm would be that guy. I'm okay giving up a first-round pick for him. Do I think he's worth a first-round pick? Not really, if I'm being completely honest. But it's also a later first-round pick. I'm assuming that we don't have an epic collapse and we end up falling all the way down to like last place in the division.
Right.
I'm expecting this team to make a decent run in the playoffs is what I'm getting at. And Matthias Ekholm is a guy that, he just scored 2 goals yesterday. So I think he is a guy that can come in here and can essentially elevate our defense than what it is right now. And he is someone that could have maybe get us over that hump that we need to. And I think we all are well aware the biggest issue we are going to run into is going to be the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
We're almost set up on a collision course with them in the playoffs. And if, we haven't played them fully healthy, and yeah, it's a little bit of an excuse, but we haven't. We've beaten everybody else we've played pretty much other than them. Like we've been a great team against everybody else except for the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
Now, if we have our full team and they still beat us the way that they've been beating us, then at that point, I'm going to be a little concerned because like I said, it just feels like we are on a collision course with them come playoff time. And if you can't beat them, you're obviously not going to win a Stanley Cup that way. So I think bringing in a Matthias Ekholm is a great move. There are some other guys out there that I would definitely be interested in them bringing in as well. But, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Trade deadline's still a few ways away. So we'll see what Chuck has cooking over these next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We'll see how aggressive he wants to be. But yeah, let's get to some predictions for today's game. Jack Eichel is officially in the lineup for the Sabres, so they're getting a little bit of help up front. They also did get Rasmus Ristolainen back yesterday, and he's the guy, if you watch the first game against us, he was an absolute monster. He was just a bully to everyone on the Flyers team. yesterday was his first game back, and he didn't really have that. You weren't noticing him bullying everybody. In fact, what I noticed, and I was responsible for the live tweeting on the Ginger Thread yesterday, I put it out, the line of Raffle, Knack, and Bunneman, it was like 2 straight shifts they played against him in the third period. All 3 of them made sure to go out of their way, essentially, and just put the body into him. And I love that. Absolutely love it. You can't let guys like him be out there and just kind of being able to do whatever he wants. So I liked what they did. Eric Gustafson is officially listed as the healthy scratch for the Flyers, with Phil Myers drawing back into the lineup. So there's your lineup change. But yes, let's get back to predictions before it's too late. Kels, what are you thinking today?
I'm thinking 3-1. I really feel like Raffle. I want Raffle to score so bad. I feel like Raffle. I feel like Nolan. And I'm going to go with Kevin Hayes to score.
Okay. I think it's also going to be pretty lopsided game, maybe. I don't know about lopsided, but I think it's going to be a decent game for the Flyers. I'm going to say 4-1. I'm going to say 4-1. I kind of like – I'm kind of with you on Nolan scoring. I like the idea of Kevin Hayes scoring a goal as well. Raffle, I don't know. I don't know about Raffle.
He's just been too quiet. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't mind Farabee too, because Farabee is from New York and playing against the Sabres in the area that he kind of grew up in, and it's still his birthday. I feel it's his birthday week, turning 21. Live it up, man.
So out of all of those, who do you have scoring first?
Oh, I wouldn't mind Nolan.
Okay. All right.
Spice it up.
Nolan Patrick get the first goal. I'm going to go Hayes. I like Kevin Hayes to score the first one, set the tempo. I like Giroux too, but I don't know. I've been taking him to score goals, and it's just not working. So maybe this will be reverse here.
You don't take him, and he'll score.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. But I'm going to go with Kevin Hayes to score the first goal of the game. Just place the bet on that. So nice little payout, plus 1,500 for him. Nolan Patrick's plus 1,700 if you want to take that real quick. But yeah, I think it's going to be a nice game for the Flyers. Hopefully they build off of yesterday's performance. I think Carter Hart is going to have a solid game. I'm not going to say anything about what he's going to do, but I think he's going to have a solid game.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. And hopefully Flyers get the dub today, get some momentum heading into a big 3-game series, essentially, against our arch rivals, the Pittsburgh Penguins, in Pittsburgh. 3 straight games. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we have. I guess we'll just say it now, because why not just hype up our episode of Ginger Thread coming up on Thursday. We have longtime friend of the show, my best friend, Bill Clement, with us for Thursday's episode. So make sure you keep an eye on that. We love talking to Bill. He's a great sport. Recently retired. And yeah, so keep an eye out for the episode that drops on Thursday with him. Barring Kelsey's schedule, we'll see what happens for pregame on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday of next week.
I love how it's just going off of my schedule.
I don't do anything. Okay. I'm not the one signing up for dance lessons on Wednesday night. Okay.
Oh my gosh. This was one night. Relax.
I'm just saying. Oh, it's not me.
Gosh.
I do nothing with my life other than this. This is my life. You're looking at it, people. So enjoy the game. Let's go Flyers. Hopefully they get another win today, and we'll be back next week.